Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings of peace. Om Shanti. Hope everyone is having a good week. We're already halfway through the month of May. Time is going by, life is going by, situations are passing by. Every day is a new day. How are we spending our days? How are we living through our life? May 15th, a few days ago, United Nations celebrated the International Day of Families. And so I thought that today we can reflect on what is it that has supported us on our life's journey so far. In terms of families, I was thinking of the kind of values that maybe our parents or grandparents, our society or culture that have shared with us or laid down for us, that has that have molded our life into making it what it is today. What are some of those values that nurtured me or supported me in making me the person I am today, or making my life what it is today? So before we go into meditation, let us just reflect for a moment on that. What are those values? Hopefully they are values that you love or respect. And even if they are maybe some value that you feel did not play the best part in making you the kind of person you would like to be, that's also fine. You might want to capture that too, because times have changed, like I said, right? And maybe what would have worked centuries ago probably might not have the same place or value in today's world, may or may not. But I would like that we take a few moments and just reflect a little bit on what those values are that have molded us into making us who we are today. And what are some of the values that didn't really support us in the best way that we would have preferred? And just let's jot down those values. So a moment of silence, and then you can write them down. I hope you were able to think of a few. And I would like to share some, like maybe values like respect for each other, good mannerisms, and mannerisms can vary, depending upon culture and place, country. Some countries will have certain mannerisms. Other countries will have different type of traditions. Some countries, it is tradition that you take your shoes off before you enter a home. In some countries, it is normal, it is accepted. So, there are values that vary across countries, across lands. Many times those values could be external, like, for example, taking your shoes off, right? For example, in some places you have to take your, if you're wearing headgear, you take your hat off or something like that, right? But today we want to address values that are more on the internal level. My inner values, values like respect for each other. I don't think there's any culture that would not uphold the value of respect. Whether we are respecting ourselves, whether we are respecting our elders, our equals, or the younger ones. But respect is something that is being practiced or taught in all cultures. Values like acceptance, values like upholding each other's dignity, values like together we stand, divided we fall. So when families hold together, there is unity, and so there is strength. When we find ourselves not able to love and respect each other and unite, even if there are differences, then the family splits. At first it's fine because we got our own space, but after some time it doesn't feel right. Because as human beings, we need community. We need people around us. We need relationships. COVID has made us realize that we need each other. But to live with each other, to work together, to enjoy a family unit, each one of us will have to make this commitment to uphold our values, our inner principles. When we see each other as not just connected on a physical level, blood connection, but when we see each other more connected on a spiritual level, we find that it's much easier to accept differences with an open heart. We find that it's much easier to give space to each other if we choose to do things a little different from the regular family tradition. Because we realize that we're all different, even though we're all connected. And so our real value system actually springs from recognizing that we are more spiritual than physical. And deep within our core, our values are the same: peace, love, nonviolence, purity, wisdom, bliss. These qualities are innate in all of us. When we see ourselves as part of the larger family, the global family, it becomes much easier for us to express these deeper inner virtues so that we can share these with the wider or the extended family. Not just the extended family of human beings, but the extended family of the animal kingdom and nature. Because we can't exist here on earth anyway without Mother Nature. So family values and my values, family meaning not just the blood connection, but the wider extended family includes every living being and Mother Nature. So the love, the respect, the dignity, the acceptance, the way we interact, all of that will then shift when I shift that awareness that my family is not limited to just those 2 or 3 or 5 or 6. It extends a lot more than that. So I hope you have captured a few of your family values. And now we're going to go into meditation, and we're going to reflect on those values and allow them to sit within us in a very deep way. So let's take a deep breath in and release as you make your body relax. One more time, take a deep breath in and release, letting your body relax, and let your breathing be deep and regular. As you keep watching your breath in and out, bring your thoughts to this present moment. Turn your mind inward and connect to that being of light behind the eyes. Gently remind yourself, I am more than just this physical body. I am that beautiful, sparkling star, that spiritual energy that's seated behind the eyes. And I shine and radiate with all positive energy. And as I feel my own energy flowing, I also realize that my inner nature is deeply connected with my values. Values such as peace, love, respect, acceptance, these values govern the way I live my life. These values guide me in my interaction with those I live with, those I work with, and as I look back at my own life, I realize that these values were handed down generation after generation. And they've molded my life in one way or another. I respect these values and I accept that these are my family values. When I say family, it's not limited to just my blood connections. It extends far and wide across the world. It includes nature. They're all my family. Let me share my inner values with all of them. I look upon life with this lovely vision that we're connected one way or another. And it's my duty to uphold the dignity of not just myself, but the other. It could be challenging, but when I remember that we are all connected and interconnected, why wouldn't I want to share my values with the rest of the world? And it feels good. And now, taking a deep breath and release, knowing that what I am inside is what I will express on the outside. And I value that. Om Shanti. Have a nice day and see you again.